Yeah. Finally, I've watched all these teams, so I got a sense now of, of what they do.
What was the appeal to you when you originally came to Orlando back in 2000? What appealed to you, whether it be just the city, the team itself, the opportunity to go for a championship in comparison to your previous situation in Detroit? What was the main appeal for you when you came here?
Man, I don't know if I can remember that far back. I think one of the things, obviously, I think Orlando made a lot of noise about being, a team that had a lot of cap space and wanted to, wanted to go after certain free agents. I think everything you mentioned, I think one of the things that really impressed me was when I played against the Magic that year. Those guys and the way they played, was exciting. I think it was called
Hard and Hustle.
That was sort of their theme. But they played hard and they competed, and they weren't supposed to be good in theory, but they were. And so that to me was fun to sort of be in that kind of environment. Doc Rivers was a young coach, and you could see the potential there. And so there were a lot of factors, but I honestly can't remember exactly, but I remember really liking the guys on the team. I felt like, you sometimes have, you have characters, and then you have guys with character. And I felt like that team had high character. And obviously, it would have been great to have been, healthy and been able to play with those guys, because, T-Mac was emerging and was an unbelievable talent. I don't think anybody thought that he was as good as he showed. And then just the type of guys that were in that locker room, they were sensational. And so, it was, obviously I wish I could have, played with them more frequently than I did. But I think that was one of the attractions, one of the big attractions for me.
Any what-if questions or thoughts in regards to Tim Duncan possibly of joining you guys back then?
Yeah, I think there was a good chance. Tim, I think when he left here on his recruiting visit, I think he was in, and I think he, I think great Coach Popovich and David Robinson, and I think even his then girlfriend, I guess. I think everybody kind of persuaded him to stay, but I think he was all in. So I don't do so much what if with that, because I was still hurt. So he certainly would have made it a lot better. But I do play the what if game if I had been healthy, and I don't think about it often. But it's funny, my kids now, especially my 12-year-old, when she started to sort of understand what I did and follow the game, I was in Phoenix and I was a role player, and so she used to think I was a scrub. And, every time we play, you playing Miami tonight, or playing Cleveland, you got to guard LeBron, he's going to kill you, Dad. Or, you got to guard Ginobili, he's going to kill you. And it's like I'd get no respect or love from my own daughter. And so every once in a while, she'll go on YouTube and she'll put up some highlight from maybe one season here in Orlando or my time in Detroit. And she'll be like, Dad, you were really good. Like you actually could play, And so when she'll show it to me and I look at it, and then you start thinking, man, if I hadn't gotten hurt, and man, T-Mac was so good, and this, that, and the other. But I don't think about it too much, to be honest.
What was it like getting back together with Doc last season in L.A.? And not to get back to this, but there's another guy that went right into coaching with no experience whatsoever.
Well, Doc and I weren't together. Yeah, no, because so there's another funny story. So last year, my body, I think I told you guys about 40 and my body just shut down. Okay, so this is when I knew, okay, I turned 40, I'm in training camp, and then literally like a week later, my knee, third time in like less than a year, my right knee, I had a bone bruise, I was out for 3 months. So I come back last year in February or January, and I'm playing, I'm just like mentally like this year, it's it, I'm done. Like I can't play anymore, I don't want to play anymore, this is it. And all my teammates, I still have another year on my contract. I still had another year next year, or this year, to play. And so I don't play the last 3 or 4 games of the regular season. Get into the playoffs, I'm not playing at all. We win the first 2, we lose games 3 and 4, before Game 5, Coach Del Negro says, I'm going to play you, so be ready. You know, I'm going to put you on Zach Randolph. You know, you're our best defender. So I'm like, great, I'll guard him. So I go off for layup line, and you know, the Clipper layup line is like a slam dunk contest. So I get seduced into, you know, every once in a while I'll get out there and start dunking. So I'm taking off, I'm dunking, I'm feeling good. And so halftime comes, and you know, I'm sitting there in the locker room, and we're walking back out. And Willie Green, who was on the team, I'm talking to him. He said, how do you feel? I'm like, man, my knee hurts. He said, your bad knee? I said, no, my other knee. He said, you didn't play. I said, I know. And so anyway, fast forward, I had a small surface tear in my meniscus, didn't require surgery, on my good knee. And so when you get hurt in layup line, you know it's time to hang it up. And, but it was funny, when they fired Coach Del Negro, and they were asking me about potential candidates, I said, you know, he's under contract, but Doc would be great. And I remember thinking, man, I'd stay around maybe if Doc came. And I ended up retiring, and then like 3 weeks later, Doc was named coach. But anyway, but no, I'm happy for him, and he's got a great situation out there, and they got a chance to win.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I got that timeline all wrong.